Let's add some profiling to this list of books on both of these pages, and also some profiling to these books here as well. So both of those list item pages use this list item list component, so we can just wrap our book list UL in a profiler. And so here we'll render the profiler, and we'll put our book list UL inside of that. And of course we will need to import the profiler. So we'll import profiler from profiler. We're in the components directory here, so it's right next door. And then we'll say ID. We'll identify this as the list item list. And we probably could use some metadata on this, so we'll say metadata. And I think for this page, some useful metadata would be how many items are in the list. So we'll say list item count, and we'll take all of the items that we're rendering here, and we'll put the length right there. Great, so now we can open up our DevTools. We'll take a look at the profile request that we make here, and we get a list item count of 3 as part of the metadata for each update of this list. And we should get the same thing on the reading list side as well. So there we go, list item count of 8. Now let's take a look at this Discover screen. And for this one, I don't think that I really care about the performance of the tooltip or the error or anything, or this part. I just really care about the list right here. So I'm going to make a profiler around this list of books here, and we'll give it an ID of Discover Books Screen Book List, and metadata for maybe the query that was entered and the number of books, so the book count. That'll be books.length. And then we'll need to import that profiler up here. Components, profiler. And now we should get those renders included in our profile, which we do. Query of an empty string and a book count of 10. Now you might be looking at this and kind of freaking out, like this is probably more renders than you expect for just rendering this one page. But don't worry about it until you've actually measured, because this page is actually quite fast, and you don't need to really be too concerned about the performance of this page, regardless of how many renders that you'll see when you implement this in your own page. So in review, all that we did here was apply the profiler to 2 other places in our app, and you typically want to put the profiler in very specific parts of your app that you have a feeling might run into a performance regression of some kind. And the reason that you'll do it localized like we're doing here, rather than just globally around your whole app, is because the more localized you are, the more information that you can give to your backend for the graphs that you show to help in the triaging of performance regressions.